Hello, Coastline Small Groups. How are you guys doing? My name is Reinhart and I'm the Young Adult Next Steps Coordinator here at Coastline Church. And if you've been following along with our series, we've been going through the 4 different pillars of our church at Coastline. It's to know God, to find freedom, discover your purpose, and this week we're talking about making a difference. And something that we want to bring to light in this time together is that you weren't meant to make a difference alone. You were designed to be part of something bigger. And to make a difference, it doesn't just belong to the gifted leaders. It's for everyday people. I love what Ephesians 4 says. It says that the leaders, the pastors, the teachers, they are meant to equip the everyday people. The people like you, like me, for the work of ministry, that the everyday people go out and make the difference. And when everyday people step into their part, that's when the church flourishes with life. That's when the lost get saved, the saved people get pastored, the pastored people get trained, and the trained people get mobilized. You help us as a small group, as part of our church, to flourish as a church, to make a difference. This is how we make waves as Coastline Church. And I just want to remind you as well, when we talk about making a difference, a lot of times we are talking about joining team or joining a small group and going out and using your gifts to your advantage. And team ministry isn't just about being a volunteer and filling slots, but it's about discovering your unique contribution to Coastline Church, what God is doing in the body, in our church family, and how you can then go do it and steward in obedience what God has placed inside of you. Growing up, I was a competitive swimmer, believe it or not. And I loved swimming, I loved the sport, and if any of you have ever done any kind of water sports, eventually you start thinking about, maybe I could do that other one over there. I would look at the water polo guys, and I would look at the different divers, and maybe I could do that one day. But the one thing that I did not think that I could do was synchronized swimming. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched the Olympics and watched this team of synchronized swimmers coming together, but it is so fascinating. Basically, for 3.5 minutes straight, they're treading water, they're doing these dance moves to the beat of the music. Half of the time, their heads are underwater and their legs are flailing around. They're all close and tightly knit together, and they're miraculously not kicking each other in the face. It is a sight to see. But what makes synchronized swimming so amazing is seeing that each individual person, they know the moves they have to make. They know their individual part. But together, as a team, they create something that is beautiful and bigger than themselves. They inspire people by how they can work together and each contribute to one another. And at Coastline Church, our desire is for you to experience that as well, because that is what the church is meant to be, that we each all contribute our own little piece of the puzzle, and together we shine God's light, His glory, and His beauty to a watching world. I want to read a little bit of 1 Corinthians 12 to you. I'll be jumping around the passage a little bit, but starting in verse 12, it says that the body is a unit, though it is made up of many parts, and though all its parts are many, they form one body. And so it is with Christ, for we were all baptized by one Spirit into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, slave or free, we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Now the body, it's made up of not one part, but of many. But in fact, God, He's arranged the parts in the body, every one of them, just as He wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? As it is, there's many parts, but there's also one body. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. And so there's a lot of things that we can take away from this passage, but I want to leave you with just a couple thoughts as you enter your small group time and discuss the different questions that we have for you. But the first one that I want you to really consider and think about is that God, He intentionally designed the human body, and He also intentionally designed the church. That each part is needed, and that your part brings kingdom impact. We wouldn't be the church without you. We need you just as much as you need us. We need one another in order to function as a body. I love in another part of this passage, he says, the hand can't say to the foot, I have no need of you. We all make each other work together as one body, and your role is needed. No matter how big or small it might seem to you, God, He cares about it, and we care about it as a church because you help us function well. You help bring life to this church. Also, the body, it's not made of just a bunch of individuals, but together we are interconnected. That if one part of the body suffers, another part suffers as well. That we are connected to one another, and that you serving on a team, you making a difference and bringing kingdom impact, it impacts the whole of the church. That we are one team, we are one family, doing life together, following Jesus together. And so recognize that you're not in isolation, but that you are actually helping the life of the church bring people to encounter the life-giving message of Jesus through your role here at Coastline. We have shared impact, and we all benefit from one another as well. And I also just want to leave you with some questions as well that you can be thinking through. Can you think of a time that someone at church, their small impact made a big impact in your life? It's easy for us to think, oh, what I'm doing here on a Sunday, what I'm here doing in the week, maybe it's not really doing a whole lot. But actually, someone's small yes can mean a big thing for someone else. And you never know what God can do with your small yes. And so I just want to encourage you, church, to think about the different ways in which people throughout your life have done small things that had big impact for you as well. And then also I want to ask you, what is one way that you feel called at Coastline? What is your part that God is possibly highlighting to you? What is your part to play on a Sunday during the week? What is He stirring as we're going through the 4 different pillars? I want you to be thinking about this and take a next step this week of, okay, this is something that God is speaking to me about. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go and make a difference at Coastline Church where God has placed me as part of the body. We love you, church. Have a great rest of your small group time. It was great being with you, and we'll see you next week.